Hey everybody, good Thursday morning, top of the morning to you. Sitting here at the shop this morning, A1 Blueprint at 7:52. It was dark when I got over here. Good morning, everybody. Sitting here looking out the front door as I get ready to do this. Looks like it's a little bit damp out here. Let's walk out here and see what's going on in Atlanta, Georgia, in the big A. Look at all this traffic, all these folks trying to get to work this morning. Just as far as the eye can see up through there. Look at all that. That's the old cotton mill down there, Cabbagetown right down the street. The famed A1 Blueprint corner out here. Yeah, it feels like it's gonna rain this morning. Look at all this out here. That's the old Rhodes Nursing Home out here. Yeah, let's go in here and do the morning post, y'all. Let me see if I can hold this phone while I do this right here and watch somebody come walking in on me like, what are you doing over there? The Morning Post. I have had the good fortune of living in Atlanta my whole life. I was born at Grady Hospital on the third day of fall in 1955. Mama brought me home to 131 Short Street in Cabbagetown. Her and my dad were still living together then. They already had a little girl that was 3 years old when I came home. For a while, my Aunt Mary and her husband, my Uncle Acey, lived on one side of the house, and Mama and Daddy lived on the other side. My daddy was buying the house at the time, which was maybe who I got my house buying from. None of the Bratchers ever bought houses over in Cabbagetown, or anywhere really. Driving through Atlanta this morning. Atlanta, did y'all hear how I said that? Driving through Atlanta this morning, as I see downtown lit up in the morning sky, it feels like home, y'all. All of it, every bit of it. This over here, down the street in my daughter's house in Cabbagetown, over in Jefferson Park, all of it. It just feels like home to me. I know every building downtown, every nook and corner, every little side street. I have been blessed to live in a city that I love. I've met other people who were born and raised in places, and they just tell you right off the bat, nah, I didn't like it, never did. You know, especially I bet people from Macon, like, I can't stand Macon. I'm like, how can you be born in Macon and don't like Macon? Oh, I was ready to get out of there. I've never felt like that about Atlanta. I've always loved Atlanta. So there were the years from when I was 11 to 13 that I lived with my Aunt Betty on a dirt road in Conyers in an unfinished basement that they never ever built the house on top of it. They just lived in the basement. And I guess county codes and all wouldn't let you do that nowadays. But we had an outhouse back then, and we toted water. The correction on this came up. We carried water, but no, we didn't carry water. We toted water. Uh, we often would take a bar of soap down to Haynes Creek and just take and sit in the creek, take a bath. But it was still Atlanta even when I was in Conyers. Then there were the years when we moved to Henry County so the kids could go to better schools. It was cheaper to buy a house than to pay for private schools. Atlanta schools had gone to pot after the white flight of the 60s and 70s. Heather was just in elementary school. Jill had not even just had been born. Fairview Elementary on the Fairview Road next to Ward's Funeral Home was just a wonderful little school back then. The Orchard Road house was, and we still own that house down there, was the only new home we had ever bought. It was beautiful, a big ranch. I love ranch houses. They're just all laid out on one level. Just love it. I never have been an upstairs, downstairs kind of person. So, but it was just a big ranch with a brick front on it. It had a two-car garage. I had never had a garage before, or since, really. And it had an automatic garage door opener. I love to have that remote in a new car and hit that button and that thing raised up. I'm like, look at me. Who knew I could go from living in Cabbagetown to living so high on the hog? In those years, I would pull up in my new car into the driveway of a new built home, wearing a tie from my office job downtown on Lucky Street, and think, It looks like I've made it in life. A wife, 2 kids, bills are being paid. Why was there this need to start a church? It weighed on me. I guess it may seem weird, but I swear to God, y'all, it did feel like I was called to do that. I wrestled with God over that, or the God of myself, for about a year before I decided, hell, let's do this. I simply said, God, if you will just open the door, I'll go, Lord. Be careful if you ever tell the universe or God or whatever source it is you lean upon, if you will open a door, I will, or if you will make a way. When you say those kind of things, doors will start opening, ways will start being made. Yeah. Those early church years were probably some of the most fun I ever had in my life. I got to spend every week, Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night, revivals, tent meetings with a lot of my cousins, guitar pickers, good singers, just talented people. Yeah. And not only that, they were blood, and we were just like a gang. It was fun, y'all. Yeah, I never did. And also, church was a way for me to allow whatever that was good in me to just come out, and it was a conduit to help other people and to meet other people, and it was a social thing. And church has really never been to me about even Christ. It's been about community and a sense of belonging. And yeah. People are, it'll just be about Jesus. No, that's, yeah. Even then, I never preached damnation or hell or torment. All of that stuff always seemed a little icky to me. I always knew, even back then, I'm like, man, that's such a bunch of manipulative bullshit. And I think my spirituality just wouldn't allow my spirit to even tap into any of that dark stuff. Yeah. I think my own spirituality eventually set me free from all of that kind of family dogma and religion and all that stuff. I think with the passing of Ronnie Edwards yesterday, my second cousin, my Aunt Azalee's son, he was 87, and I just wrote a post the other day. It seems like the 80s are the getting out of here decade, and if you get the opportunity to live in an enormously long life and you make it into your 80s, it seems like that's the get-off stop. Yeah, I know a few people live over into the 90s, but do you really want to live over into the 90s? Did y'all see Jimmy Carter before he died? Somewhere in the 90s, people don't even look like they're humans anymore. They just kind of look like they're aliens from another. Who wants that? I don't. I can tell you right now, I don't. So anyway, with the passing of Ronnie yesterday, he was 87. I had known Ronnie since I was a kid. He was 17 years older than me. He was my Granny Bratcher's sister's son. When I hear about the passing of someone I have known all of my life, I become philosophical and I ponder life. I think we just do that in general as we get older. Good Thursday morning, sweet people. Coming to you from A1 Blueprint this morning. Filling in Caleb, Heather, Jill, Aunt, Savannah, Chance. They're all up in New York City doing the do-wah-diddy, whatever they're doing up there. They was over in Koreatown yesterday. So I'm filling in the shop today and tomorrow for Caleb. He'll be back Saturday. I have had the good fortune of living in Atlanta my whole life. I was born at Grady Hospital on the 3rd day of fall in the year 1955. I have never left, and I guess at this point, I never will. The picture over on my Facebook page, y'all. Good morning. Love y'all. Hugs. Kisses. Love every one of you. The picture over on Facebook driving through Atlanta this morning. What a gift just to be able to live 70 years in a wonderful city like Atlanta. Good heavens, how blessed can one man be? Love y'all.